How do you design a metal building online? In this video, I'm gonna show you how. Welcome back, guys. This is Adil from WolfSteel Buildings. In this video, we're gonna be designing a 30 by 40 metal building. This is fully customized on our online configurator. It is now live, and I will have the link on the description below, and you will find it on our website. This is where you can go and you can design a metal building your way with the doors, windows, everything customized your way. Once you click submit, to submit for a quote, we will do the legwork of giving you an estimate within 24 hours. So we're gonna go ahead and get this one started. Now, don't forget to subscribe. We're gonna be uploading more videos on how to design your metal barn, like a commercial building or like a residential building. So that way you can learn how to use these features and make sure that we understand from your design what you're wanting. So let's get this started. So when you first enter the website, it's always gonna ask you for your zip code. This is important for two things. First is make sure that we service your area. And second is that we engineer your building to meet the capacities for your area. So that can be your wind load and your snow load capacity. Now, another thing is, depending what you're using this building, it's also important for us to know if you're gonna have any interior finishes or if you're gonna be hanging anything on your building. What are you using this building for? That way we can engineer it, this building to meet your needs, okay? So in this case, I'm gonna put the zip code to Fort Worth, where we're based out of. Let's get this going. When you first enter, it's always gonna be a carport, okay? But in this case, we're gonna select triple wide, since we're gonna be building from scratch. Triple wide is typically a 26 wide to a 30 wide. And that's just to get started from scratch. From there, you're gonna be selecting the installation surface. We're gonna be building on concrete right now. The roof style. The only roof that I recommend is the vertical roof, which has the panels running up and down from the peak to the side. This is important for snow load to drain to the sides, as well as water. And it is a lot more reinforced, especially with the purlins on the roof, okay? We're not gonna be doing the center storage. Now the next step, the next tab is your size. In this case, we're gonna be doing a 30 wide, so we're gonna be selecting 30, all right? And then we're gonna be doing 40. And 40, the width is always where the gable is, so where the peak is. And then the frame length is always the structural wall or the load bearing wall. Or to make it very simple, where all the legs are. That's your length this way. The eave height or the leg height is gonna be up to here. In this case, we're gonna be doing 11 foot tall because we're gonna be trying to fit those two 10 by 10 doors on your side. And I'll explain why 11 foot tall is needed. The next thing we're gonna select is the sides and ends. This is where you decide if you wanna close it in. And the front gable end, we're gonna be selecting fully enclosed. And that will mean the same for the back, for the left side wall and the right side wall. So let's do fully enclosed all the way around. So now you have a fully enclosed building, okay? That would be on the sides and end tab. The next tab we're gonna be doing is additional options. So far what we have is a vertical roof, okay? We got the horizontal paneling. This is like the most cost-effective option you can have, and it looks really sharp. But in this case, we're gonna be building with the vertical siding. Okay, so what you're seeing here is the sidewall siding panels. We're gonna be doing vertical. It is more costlier or pricier than your horizontal siding, but it does look sharp. So if you can see here, the panels running up and down. Now for your panel upgrade, 29 gauge is standard. If you want to do 26 gauge, you can, okay? 26 gauge is really recommended for commercial buildings and for residential buildings, okay? Also, if you have like if you're located where there's a lot of hail, I recommend 26 gauge so that way they can handle the beatings, okay? So we're gonna keep it at 29 gauge for now. The framing, it's standard 14 gauge framing. You can upgrade to a 12 gauge framing, which is heavier, and as well as comes with a 20-year no rust warranty. The 14 gauge comes with a 10-year. So you can see that difference. You can select to upgrade. I would recommend 12 gauge for commercial buildings and residential buildings, okay? Now for your anchoring, you don't have to worry about that. We do the math, we do that legwork, okay? Color screws, I recommend them. It's just something that I recommend because if not, you got galvanized screws that stand out like a sore thumb. If you do color screws, we match the color to the panel. So whatever panel colors you select and trim, we will match that color. So in this case, we're gonna be doing color screws. We're not gonna insulate this building for now. So far we got a fully enclosed metal building, and we're gonna be adding some doors on the side. So we're gonna be doing some roll-up doors. In this case, let's do some roll-up doors. To be able to change the size, you're gonna click this pencil option. This is where you got all your roll-up door options, and we're gonna be doing some 10 by 10 roll-up doors, okay? Let's do a clone on this bottom section, and you now have 2 roll-up doors, okay? And we're gonna be putting a service door in the middle, okay? So now, in order to really center this, because if you move doors around, you can see, if you notice, the measurements, which is really, really cool to make sure that we understand your measurements. Sometimes if you really want it close to the edge, you know, this is where you can get very accurate and pinpoint where you want, you know, your doors. But if you're just wanting it to look symmetrical, another easy way is to simply click this center button, and it will center everything for that wall. Okay, so far it looks very symmetrical, very, very good. On your gables, we're gonna be adding some vents, okay? I recommend vents to make sure that you get some airflow inside your building, and if you're gonna do a vent, you wanna do it on both ends. So that way the airflow can enter and then come out, and it's just circulating all the way around, okay? So we got 2 vents, and then we're gonna be adding some windows all the way around to get some lighting. So there's window, let's do 2 on this 40 length. And remember that center button makes it super simple. Unless you specifically want to put your window in a specific location, you can do that, okay? So far, we've got all the doors and windows. You can also do frame outs in case you want to do more of a overhead garage door, like the residential doors in homes. We can do a frame out, and you can come back and put in your own door. We can also help you with that. So just reach out to us and we can help you with all that. Now let's select the colors. We're gonna do a forest green roof, and then the pewter gray is our lightest gray color. Or actually for the trim, we're gonna do all green. And then the gable end siding, I'm gonna do pewter gray. Then the sidewall siding, we're also gonna do pewter gray. So far, it's looking very sharp. But we're also gonna do the wainscot. So if you had horizontal siding, there's no additional cost to do the wainscot. If you have vertical siding, there is additional cost. And the reason why is because of additional work that we have to do, as well as framing and as well as trimming. So we do put a Z trim right here in between. So you probably can't see it on the designer, but it is something that we do. Now, from here, what we're gonna do is very simple. You can see the structural details of this build. And all you have to do now is just click quote, okay? And this window will pop up. You fill out your information and that way you submit it. And what this will do is we will receive your design. From there, we quote it, and you're gonna receive a quote within 24 hours on a business day. And that way, you know, we make sure that we understand what you're wanting. And then we go into more details to really understanding what you're using it for and all that for the engineering aspect and the process side. So I hope this video you know, helped you guys. I hope that you learned a lot from this video to be able to design your own metal building. And again, don't forget to subscribe. If there's anything I can help you, you leave it on the comment section, and I can either create a video or direct respond to you any questions you might have. Thank you for watching, guys. See you next time.